right, thank you so much for those lovely countdowns. This is the Morning Drift, the Social and Health Hour. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us for the first time, we are live across all social media platforms. And because the engagement is beginning right now, we are in the verge of really understanding how this happens. We interact with them in the society on a daily basis. We at times share ideas, communicate, and at some point, of course, share engagements. And at this particular moment in time, there are many things or many occasions or many things that happen in these engagements. So remember, when you go to CBD, you'll realize that there are people that do business at Central Business District. And of course, when you ask them for an order or you're talking to them, they might tend to do the sign language. And the conversation might take a different shape because utadhania na kupima ama namna gani, but there'll be just a raft of different engagement. And this particular moment, even as we mark the Deaf Awareness Month 2025, remember it's commemorated in the month of September. This day, the Morning Drift is privileged to be interacting with some of the people that are into these spaces and really understanding what really happens in this particular spaces on the deaf engagement. The Deaf Awareness Month comes in handy because we need to understand how do they interact. Do they hear? Can the deaf really talk? Can the deaf really understand these things? How long does it take for them to contemplate this? All right. Well, now it is one of the biggest engagements right now. Of course, we are having this right now, and of course, so many questions are coming in handy. Even as we deliberate on these matters, it is 8:30 a.m. and deafness, hard of hearing or hearing impaired, which is the right question to ask this morning. So we'll be joining in, and of course, to have this conversation to the warm light. Look Up Television on YouTube, Look Up Television on Facebook, and www.lookuptv.co.ke. Our snips are on Instagram and TikTok. Welcome to the Morning Drift. This is on a Thursday. Karibuni sana. It's nice to have you. Felix, this morning we were having this interaction. And of course, when we were speaking about Deaf Awareness Month, we were speaking about understanding deafness. What really comes to the first inclusion on this conversation?
Good morning. How are you, Moses? So thank you so much for this chance to be here as we talk about deafness. So today we are going to have the broader view of what deafness is about, what it really takes for someone to be deaf, and how are we supposed to understand deafness. Do we understand it from how we see it, or there's something we need to understand about deafness? Yes. And how do we include the deaf people in our society, because they're there? Yes, so what do we do about it?
What is the pinning point in this case? We are having them in the society, we interact with them on a daily basis, but what really is the pinning point on all this?
Is that we don't know how to bring them on board. We don't know how to interact with them.
Wow.
So they feel not part of us. Yes.
But there's a point in they can't be able to communicate with people normally. They're not able to associate normally with people. So if we are saying that they do not feel how they are engaged in particular conversations, how does that mean specifically?
That means that when they are with us in that setup and we are talking, are they able to flow with the conversation? Are they able to understand what's happening around? Now, here's the barrier. They're using sign language to communicate. Recipient B does not know sign language.
Indeed.
So how are they going to communicate? It's a problem. Some try to use natural signs, natural sign language,
Indeed.
but still there are so many barriers in between. So it's until this other person who is communicating also gets to understand that then communication can happen. Otherwise, they're always left out. I want to give you a simple illustration. Assuming I don't know a given language, okay? And I go there, and the people I find, they are using that language to communicate. I don't understand that language, so how will I fit in? I will, in a normal setup, we will ask them, can you change and use Kiswahili or English, please, so that I can also get in? So
Alright.
what if they don't know English or Kiswahili? I will suffer.
Indeed. So which results to the question on the deaf people do not understand their tribal language, their mother tongue.
They do.
Specifically, we use English or Swahili, or perhaps they do not have a tribe.
They do. It's the
They
language.
do? Kama ni Mjaluo tu unapiga sign language ya Kijaluo, it's the same way, because they can't be able to talk. It's just the understanding on the sign language interpretation. Do we say that they wouldn't they can understand every other tribe, so long as just you make sure that the interpretation comes out handy?
Everybody comes from a community. So by virtue of you belonging to a given community, it means you have a mother tongue. Sign language, yes, is taught in English, but we have vocabulary in local language. So it's good for them as well to know what's happening there.
It's good for them to know,
Yes.
but it's not a must for them to know, right?
It is a must, because that's the identity.
All right, sawa sawa.
Yes.
So even as we get to the bottom line of the conversation and really understanding what's the intent mission on all this, you asked a question, you posed a question on the deaf with capital D and deaf with small d. How's the difference?
All right. So that's the caveat. So when you talk about a deaf with a capital D and a small d, so what this means is when you talk about the small d, it's basically the audiological medical term to mean that you are suffering from hearing loss. You're suffering from hearing loss. Then we use the small
Small d.
d. But when you talk about the capital D, now we talk about a sense of belonging to the deaf community. It means you have embraced the hearing loss. It means you are already into the culture. You have accepted that, you know what, I belong to this community. That's the whole difference.
All right.
And some deaf people, they have not yet accepted that they're deaf.
That means?
That means they're deaf, but they don't want to see themselves as deaf.
Wow.
Yes.
That's too bold. How's the interaction then?
All right. So when, let's say someone becomes deaf at a later age in life, this is someone who had grown with a normal life.
Yeah, okay.
Later on, when they become deaf, they're like, you know, I can still talk because I had language before. So when you're talking to me, Moses, I can hear, I can even read your lips and know everything that you're telling me. I don't have to depend on you for signing because I can see how you're talking. I can read your lips. So these people, they want to behave as normal people without disability.
Which sometimes also will have mental torture.
Doesn't come with mental torture or burden as such, because they have embraced themselves that way. But one fact remains, they still have disability. However, disability and in this line of deafness comes with different levels.
Indeed.
We have mild, we have severe, and profound.
Indeed.
That is the intensity of deafness. So some people, in as much as they are deaf, they can hear
Indeed.
something from far. And that's where we'll talk about the hearing aids later on in this conversation.
Indeed. All right. Thank you so much for those lovely insights. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined in by Dorcas as well, who is a disability activist. And of course, today is our sign language interpreter. And as well, we have Caleb Barongo, who is joining us this morning. And he is a deaf advocate. And of course, the earlier words that have been mentioned by Felix Makori, a disability enthusiast and sign language interpreter. As we get to the engagement this further, the reason as to why Deaf Awareness Month is really embraced and becoming sort of a need for people to engage this is we need to understand the deaf culture. And because Felix had mentioned earlier on that there is a solemn engagement with these people, there is a particular engagement that we need to address. And of course, many deaf people will not be in a position to engage with others normally, which now becomes a problem. They want to be included in this. And later on in the conversation, we'll be dwelling on deaf inclusivity, deaf people inclusivity, and how better can we engage them in our conversation. Do you think the deaf can talk? Can the deaf really talk? That is our big question this morning. And of course, cheza kama wewe kwenye mitandao yetu on Facebook and YouTube. Ask any question you feel like in this conversation. It's a new conversation to many. And of course, pia mimi hapa, it's really new and really trying to understand how we'll cope with this conversation. So, can the deaf really talk? Yep. And can the deaf really hear? That is our question this morning, Cheza kama wewe. Let's ask Caleb Barongo, our deaf advocate, this morning a question. How did you realize that you have this condition, or when did it occur to you that you are deaf?
International Deaf Awareness Month. And my name is Caleb Barongo. That's my name. And my sign name is that one. So I want to say something about the deaf culture. First of all, when I was born and I got to around 2 years of age, and my mother was shocked, maybe because I couldn't hear well, and my mother tried to take me to places and tried to also learn things and sign language, trying to understand about deaf culture and about my life. It was a big challenge for us. So even communicating was a problem. So because for me, I couldn't hear any voice, she couldn't use sign language to communicate, same with other people in my area where I was born. So I was trying to be involved and not trying to teach them sign language. And when we're trying to do that, it's good to face one another, of course, to try and communicate. Maybe when you sit, you have to face one another for a good interaction together. And maybe you should also know something about sign language, which is a language for the deaf. The deaf themselves can teach you about sign language and the deaf culture. But then we see so many challenges in communicating. Yeah, like my mother tried to support her to communicate with me, but still it was a big challenge. So it was still a problem trying to understand what sign language is. It was really a big issue. Some thought I'm ugly, some thought I'm disabled. Because I have to use signs and they look at my face and also try to understand things about the deaf culture. So this is about his life in a nutshell.
In a nutshell?
Yes.
When you're saying about people try to understand his life, how does he handle chaos when he is in a problem? He's alone in the house. He wants something and there's no one there to assist. How will he handle that particular situation? Caleb?
Thank you. So the deaf have something in their lives. As well as with the hearing. They can see, of course. Maybe there's a challenge, of course, with communication and helping one another. Maybe sometimes we need an interpreter to help, because for me, I can see, and maybe the hearing don't know sign language, but if there's an interpreter who can help me understand, then I can tell this person what I want, because I am deaf, and through sign language, this interpreter can help me. So for us, we don't see any challenge. If we have an interpreter, then we can tell this interpreter what you need. And then through sign language, this interpreter can help.
All right.
So when I'm alone, when I'm alone, maybe I want to see something which I'm interested in, maybe I want to pay something, I have to keep on writing. So sometimes it's a problem communicating with the people. Maybe I have to ask for help, but this person cannot understand me. I don't know how to speak. It's hard. The other person cannot hear me as well. So it's so discouraging. Sometimes it's hard. But then we have to keep on trying to communicate. Maybe you take a book and a paper, you want to write, this person telling them what you want, but this person does not always understand. It's hard for them to communicate with us. It's hard for the deaf. So you write, they don't know what you're saying. They don't know the language, so it becomes a problem to communicate. Number two, when writing, when you're writing, this person, maybe you want to try and communicate with them, still they want to change. Maybe this language is still a challenge. It's quite a challenge when they're trying to communicate. That's what he's saying.
Wow, tough life. Allow us to introduce Dorcas now in this conversation. As we've heard a lot about the engagement on deaf awareness, and what Caleb is saying this morning is really is really clear on the challenge that they face. But allow us to ask, since you are in this profession and you are a deaf advocate, you are an activist, and right now as you speak about deaf people, inclusivity, inclusion, and them participating in conversations, and I'm really happy that we're having this because we're capturing so many others that are in this condition, and we want to find a gap that this is how we are included. A question will rise that at what age does deafness onset, that is of course at what age that this begins. He mentioned about 2 years, then assessment, and what is really the burden that is associated with all this. We had mentioned about the family, the society, the school, the church, public and private spaces, and etc. There are many common challenges which Caleb has mentioned, but from where you see it, how do you understand the context on the burden associated with deafness, including all those that you've mentioned?
Okay, thank you so much. I want to correct you. Deafness doesn't start from 2 years. Others it's at birth. You know, there's prenatal and postnatal.
Caleb's was 2 years, right?
Yes. Some acquire it after, some acquire it during birth. Yeah, people are born deaf. That is why we have postlingual and prelingual, because those ones who are born are deaf, they're the prelinguals, but postlingual are the people who acquired it after.
What really happens at that time?
Some causes are maternal infections. If they're not treated, can lead to that. Like infections, for example, meningitis, that one can lead also to deafness and other causes as well.
Indeed.
Yes.
So because it started that early,
after, there's that duration that they used to hear. So there are some things that they know.
they know how to say that.
It's still there. But now, they can talk, but they can't hear. Yes. Some can talk. You can find a deaf who can talk.
Anasema vitu.
Anasema vitu. Because mwingine utapata at around 17 ndio alikuwa deafness. Because hiyo duration yote unapata alikuwa amesoma already, unaona, those things are mastered. Yani every information, every language. Hata anaweza kuongelesha hivi Luo, Kisi, all those tribes. Anaweza ziongea vizuri. But kuna wale wenye hawawezi, unasikia wanafanya those ones they can't.
Yeah, they're really trying.
Yes, they try to kutoa sound, but they can't.
So they give a sound.
Yes.
But
they can't. But those ones who are after, they can't talk.
Right.
Kwa sababu washafunzwa hiyo lugha. Hata kama uko 2 years ama 3 years, as long as walikuwa na kuongelesha, It's still there.
Indeed.
Yes.
Still there. So which one is more privileged? Who is more privileged? Is it the one that spent quite some time, or the one that was born with it?
It is kind of, we say, utasema it's kind of
Who's
easy.
more better?
But it's not. Okay, ako better off than hu mwenye hana language. The mwenye alizaliwa deaf.
But realizing that you're now deaf at a particular age. Imagine 18 years.
It happens.
Hey,
It happens.
It's really traumatizing.
I know, but sasa unajua kuna vitu zingine ziko unavoidable kama magonjwa. When they come inakuja.
Mimi nimezoea about the older people getting
Yeah, hata kuna older people unajua with age. Pia kuna
age iko fiti, lakini sasa hawa wadogo
hawa wadogo ni vizuri, they will adapt. Unaona hata sign language uta-adapt, but when you're older it is difficult. Utakuja kulala aje, unaona.
When we are having this assessment for the deaf, what really does it take to know someone is deaf?
Right. For someone to be told that you are deaf, there is a procedure to that.
Indeed.
First of all, we have to go through medical assessment. This is where we, hearing comes in terms of sound. So the level of deafness is determined by how much sound can you hear. Are you able to hear little or much? And it's only professionals who can handle that.
Indeed.
So when you go to assessment centers, that is hospitals that are qualified people to do that. They take you to a room and they try to measure what is the level of hearing, how much sound can you hear. So they vary the sound according to decibels.
Indeed.
So when they start at a given smaller sound, they check, are you able to get it?
Indeed.
No. They increase it. Did you get it still? No. They increase it. Did you still get it? No. They add. Did you still get it? No. Then they can say, maybe you're profound deaf, which means you're totally deaf. Or if at some level of sound you were able to hear the sound, then they can say you're mild deaf. Or if yours is just a small one, then you can say you can manage this one. Yes, so that's what you call assessment.
Indeed.
And that one is only done by medics who deal with ears and deafness. We have assessment centers in Kenya. That is Kenyatta National Hospital, Mama Lucy and others,
Indeed.
Mbagathi, and many more. So even if, Moses, you are talking to me and you realize I'm not responding, I can't hear you. Unless you assess me, don't say I'm deaf.
Unless you assess me.
Let me repeat that. When you come talking to me, you realize I'm not responding. Then you preempt that I'm deaf. After preempting, you conclude I'm deaf. Don't do it. Because did you assess me? You did not. Do you have my medical report? No. So after assessment, we have the National Council of People with Disabilities who will then say that this person is deaf. They give you a disability number and then they show you the way forward from there. Yes.
All right. Sawa sawa. 54 minutes past 8 a.m. We want to take a short breather. When we come back, of course, we'll engage in more conversations as far as can the deaf really hear, and what are some of the rights for the deaf, and also we'll measure into inclusivity for these deaf people. Also, how does sign language come in into this? And of course, there's a question here: how do you communicate if you don't know sign language? Then we'll also have the conversations on relationships. How do deaf people wanajibonga namna gani, itakuwa namna gani for them to as in how does it happen? Of course, we have experts here. I don't want to spoil the taste. They'll help us understand all this. And of course, there's also employability and skills, and of course assistive devices. Many people use earphones and as earpieces. How does that also affect these people? Will they at some point in their lives be deaf? All right, so we're taking a short break. Break is it? I don't know. All right, see you then. Taarifa zinapochipuka na kutufikia papa hapa kwenye makao makuu ya chumba cha habari cha runinga ya Lookup, kwenye taifa, kwenye serikali, kwenye bunge, tunajitosa hadi kwenye sauti ya wenyeji ili kupata tu maoni ya wenyeji kuhusu masuala haya yanayochipuka.
Maana hii kitu inaenda kuumiza Mkenya kwa tax.
Hakuna kitu tunafurahia. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sisi tunaumia, si ati tunaumia ile ya kiukweli. Juu maisha ni ngumu.
Na bila shaka tunapata maoni yao ili sauti yao ipate kusikika. Na watasema hili, waseme lile, watasema hiki na waseme kile, almuradi sauti yao ipate taa.
Mambo ya mafuta tena imekuwa ni changamoto zaidi kwa kila mtu wa bodaboda.
Uchumi ikikuwa stable, tunaamini mambo itakuwa sawa sawa.
Kwanza liko na ria wase wa boda, mama mboga nini. Hawa sasa ndio wamefinywa zaidi man.
Mtazamaji, hii ni bunge la wenyeji.
People are there to belittle you. When people are questioning you,
if you don't move fast, of course, yes, you lose it, but then it's not us to push you.
But you do not know the God who has been molding me. What has he been doing to me?
The deep and mature conversations of empowerment for you with a curious mind and an appetite for oriented conversations.
I concur with what you're saying.
You plan your finances, you can easily live without a debt.
An engaging safe space of free expression and truthfulness with an upheld vibrance, motivation and happiness.
So many children who are there, they are not living their dreams.
Join us for deep conversations with Zipporah Gashushe every Saturday from 8 p.m. The Deeper Conversations on Lookup TV.
Save a Life is a non-profit organization that has taken the front line in transforming lives in the entire country. So far, we have transformed the life of over 100,000 people through our programs, which include medical support, youth empowerment, street family program, feeding program, and climate change. Join us today as we transform lives. As we always say, service to humanity is service to God. Save a life, transforming lives.
Taarifa zinapochipuka na kutufikia papa hapa kwenye makao makuu ya chumba cha habari cha runinga ya Lookup, kwenye taifa, kwenye serikali, kwenye bunge, tunajitosa hadi kwenye sauti ya wenyeji ili kupata tu maoni ya wenyeji kuhusu masuala haya yanayochipuka.
Maana hii kitu inaenda kuumiza Mkenya kwa tax.
Hakuna kitu tunafurahia. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sisi tunaumia, si ati tunaumia ile ya kiukweli. juu maisha ni ngumu.
Na bila shaka tunapata maoni yao ili sauti yao ipate kusikika, na watasema hili waseme lile, watasema hiki na waseme kile, almuradi sauti yao ipate taa.
Mambo ya mafuta tena imekuwa ni changamoto zaidi kwa kila mtu wa bodaboda.
Uchumi ikikuwa stable, tunaamini mambo itakuwa sawa sawa.
Kwanza liko na ria wa boda, mama mboga nini. Hao sasa ndio wamefinywa zaidi man.
Mpenzi mtazamaji, hii ni bunge la wenyeji. All right, that means welcome back and we are on. So we were having this conversation on deaf awareness, and of course I realized that they're gonna join F na H, and of course now this is G, but this is the morning drift. I don't know how I'll say the morning drift, but they'll help us understand that. As you get on board to the second conversation, we are requesting you to share your comments, your opinions, your questions right on our WhatsApp number. You can call in, you can SMS or WhatsApp us on 0745 762640. Na tutazisoma papa hapa. Do you know someone who knows someone that is in this condition or is disabled in this condition? How is the experience? Share with us your comments, your opinions on this. And of course, do you think that the deaf really hear and the deaf can talk? And even as we engage in this, my first question will be, let's shoot it to Caleb. Caleb, do you have someone? And when we are inviting this question is on the view of relationships. Caleb, uko na mpoa?
Yes. Yes. I have a sweetheart and we always communicate very well. We interact well, and actually it's not just a sweetheart, it's a wife.
It's a wife?
Yes, and we interact well.
Congratulations.
It's never a boring relationship. We love one another. We interact, and we also have a baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
We always try to make the interaction interesting. It's good. So when I'm traveling, when you're together, we try to enjoy, communicating through sign language, understanding one another. Sometimes maybe the baby doesn't know, but we always try to communicate with the baby.
All right.
It's a good family. It's a happy family I have.
Powerful. I would like to know how you approached your sweetheart. How did it happen? How did you meet? What are some of the things that pulled you to that particular point?
Okay. So before we met, we actually met in a conference. But I thought, how am I going to approach this lady? And we talk. This girl, when I saw her, she was very beautiful. I was like, oh my, So how am I going to meet her? I want to approach her. So I approached her and asked her, hey, what's your name? We exchanged names, we talked, we made stories, home, where is your home? We talked and talked, we interacted. Then after that, we exchanged contacts and we separated ways. We started chatting and communicating. Then one Sunday, we met and we really talked for a long time. And since then, we talked until we became married.
Wow. So they have to set a date. They have to set a date because I'm thinking in that conference.
So it was not easy, of course, to persuade her because for me, I know how to communicate, yes. And I tried to persuade her to marry me, And the relationship was so good. Yeah, but other things, maybe it's happened to me, but that is it in a summary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sasa unapatananga namna gani? So in that day, they have to set a date, or mostly they do text ndo event meeting zao zi happen?
Okay. So maybe when we want to communicate and want to know where we can meet, so I think maybe we can go out there, just somewhere maybe in town. And maybe when we want to communicate, for example, want to meet in a place, we have to sit. So I look at this person and I'm like trying to communicate them. Hello, what's your name? And then we interact. Where do you stay? Is it far? Is it near? Then we continue chatting through, we continue communicating through chatting, of course, and also through signs when we are able to. Maybe you can also use sometimes WhatsApp calls. We sign there and we always talk. So it's quite a concern, of course. And with that, you know, the heart grew and the love grew. Later on, we meet face to face and we continue talking and talking. And then the relationship continues to grow and becomes long and just becomes a good, interesting relationship. We travel, we enjoy, we go to see animals, we go to church together, we interact. And we just sometimes not always too serious, but we always make sure we are comfortable, we are positive to one another, and we accept one another.
Indeed, and about acceptance. So even though Caleb decided now to get the same person of the same condition, mbona Caleb haukuchukua any other person? Why did you shoot your shot on someone of the same condition?
Before that, my parents used to advise me that it's better to marry an hearing person because of sign language, which is hard. But for me, I decided to pick a deaf sweetheart. Why? Because both of us can sign, both of us can talk using sign language. We can use our hands to communicate. And it's a comfortable feeling because I decided myself to make this lady my sweetheart. I want my partner. So we continued and now she became my wife.
So it's a silent home.
Yes.
Wow. Silent home. Felix, what will be your view on relationships as far as now people, persons with disability is concerned? And because we are raising awareness, there is so much information in all this. What will be your take on the relationship design, on people living with disabilities, and mostly because we're speaking about deaf awareness and deaf people perhaps, how do we shape an environment on relationship pairing and this having relationship to the bottom line of even marriage engagement?
Okay. Thank you for that question. Allow me to make a correction. We don't say people living with disabilities.
Person said.
Yes. So we say persons, people with disabilities.
So persons with disabilities.
Yes. They don't live with disabilities.
Indeed.
Secondly, you know, just like us, we have feelings, we have emotions, we have thoughts, we can focus.
Indeed.
We want families. We want to belong to a particular society. Same way to them.
Indeed.
They have feelings, they have thoughts, they have everything it deserves and it takes to own a family.
Indeed.
They also want to belong somewhere. Where the caveat comes in is in the point of, let's say, attitude. I'm a thought. We want to think that these people cannot really be involved in relationships. But I want to tell us one thing. With disability does not mean they cannot be involved in relationships. As long as you have accepted them, as long as you are able to live with them, and you understand, for example, right now we are talking about the deaf. If you know how to communicate using sign language, so what will stop you from marrying them?
Indeed.
We have so many beautiful ladies for us men to choose from who are deaf. Very beautiful. In fact, they can make very good wives than hearing.
Hawana mambo mingi.
Yes.
Wametulia tu.
Yes. They know how to make a home.
But ikifika time ya kujam.
Then, of course, they have emotions. They can get angry.
How will you handle them? Wewe unaongea. How will you handle them when they get mad?
So that's where understanding comes in. If you understand your partner, you know, language, sign language is a language like any other. So if I'm angry and I know Kiswahili, you will know. So for them as well, when they're angry, you will know. Maybe the way they behave, they'll be frowning around. If it's the wife who is angry in the kitchen, she'll be singing, you know, kata, kata. You know, you will know there is something up. But for them as well, when they're upset, they will show some signs. You'll see her not responding to things. You'll see her avoiding you or him avoiding you. So those are some of the common signs you can see. They're just natural ways of expressing dissatisfaction on something. So it's upon you as the partner to know how to come in and solve that issue.
Indeed.
If something has happened, let's say you are caught in a mistake, your partner gets in a mistake, and you know very well you have a mistake. So this deaf person will show you there is something wrong somewhere, and they'll ask you questions. So when we look at them being deaf, does not mean they don't understand things.
I know this question will sound off.
Yes.
But allow me to ask it, since we are in the social environment. Mtu ambaye ni deaf anaweza kucheza?
Yes. Yes. If I'm boring at home, what do you expect? Because look at it this way. Though we don't encourage that, but look at it this way. I am the spouse, and I'm always not doing my things right. And then another man comes from somewhere and sees this lady, she's beautiful. You know what? I even know sign language, I can take care of you.
I know sign language better.
Yeah, and actually I even showed that I care more. You know, she will start going kando kando.
So hiyo ni kucheza mani ule jamaa mwingine na mimi.
Huyu ndiye ananicheza because she has the right to say no. Same thing to me here. Maybe I am the one who is deaf, but I see some beautiful lady here who is also deaf and or even hearing. Then I'm like, you know what? I want this lady, but I'll be doing it secretly so that my partner will not know. And you know, we have a problem, and that's where there's a time we had a similar conversation, and we asked some deaf people, why do you prefer marrying a deaf person? They said the hearing sometimes we play a lot, because when we make phone calls, they don't hear, so we take advantage. So, for example, you can be talking to your side partner and you are very comfortable at home talking about it, so they don't like it. So they'll prefer getting a deaf partner. Secondly, it's about attitude. Most of us hearing people, we don't want to associate or marry the deaf. And that attitude spreads further, it becomes stigma in the society. Assume today I want to get married and I get a deaf lady for a partner. I'll tell her, let's go home. When we get home, we get our relatives. They'll be like, surely, umeamua tu kutuletea mtu mwenye hasikii. You get that? But this is the person I chose. But when I go to the family, she or he is rejected.
And it's been trending online. There are many persons with disabilities out there. Adam ukiona online. And if you look at the comment section, inasema, sasa leo meamua hawa sasa.
Why do we call them hawa?
Indeed.
Because they have names. This is Caleb.
Indeed.
I don't say who you. I say this is
who you.
Caleb. He has a name. You have a name. I say, where is Moses?
Indeed.
So why do we call them Hawa? Let's call them with their names. Let's identify them. So before you actually see the disability, see the person first. Where is Moses? Moses is there, and Moses is deaf. So whom did I see first? Moses. I didn't see the disability first. Once we stop seeing this way, then we'll change a lot of perceptions. Because even in our normal family setups, we had one deaf person who was saying that actually he is the firstborn. And he said when he became deaf, the family was shocked. They even wanted to throw him out. So one time they started having meetings excluding him, saying, you know what, you are deaf, unaweza kaa hapo kando kidogo. So when family decisions are being made, when family discussions are being made, he's not there. And he's even the firstborn.
This idea.
In Africa, we really cherish firstborns, you know, the African mentality. But he's always left out. So it was until one time he had to speak up and say, why are you always leaving me out? So it's because the family felt this person is worthless.
No worthy.
This person does not have a sense of belonging to us anymore. This person, when he was about to get married, nobody was even there willing to support them. Get married.
Indeed.
But of late, we have seen a lot of advocacy. We've seen a lot of people coming on board, trying to support the deaf as well, to make sure they have stable families. And in fact, most deaf families are more stable and more happy than for us, the hearing.
It's a silent community.
Silent community.
A peaceful one for that matter.
Yes. And they give birth to normal kids.
Wenye anasikia?
Yes.
Wenye anasikia?
Yeah. So this thought of, because I'm deaf, I'm marrying a deaf lady, I'm a deaf man.
Lakini sasa mtoto ataishi aje?
I cannot give birth. We cannot give birth to a normal child. That one is out of the bracket. Of course, we have some genetic things in between, but we can as well give birth to a normal child.
How will that child survive in that space?
The child will grow up like any other child. Yes. What do you think will limit them from growing?
Hey.
They'll grow up. I have friends who are deaf. They're now adults.
But they're bringing your home to is really difficult, right?
There could be some challenges, yes. For example, let's say when the baby is crying.
And
the baby was somewhere in the bedroom, they are sleeping. How will you know the baby is crying? But you know, God is also wonderful.
Indeed.
If you don't have something, He will just give you another thing. So for example, maybe Caleb can confirm to us that they have very strong instincts, and their eyes as well are very sharp. So let's say my child is there crying in the bedroom. They have that very strong instinct. They'll feel it, my child is crying. And by the way, when they go to confirm, they find the child is crying.
Indeed.
So I think when God notices that you don't have one thing, He gives you something else. Even when we're in a public space, their eyes are very alert. In fact, it's very fast for them to notice something. I think it's something God gave them. So let's say we're somewhere and Moses, you're far from my reach, and I want to talk to you. So I will be trying to, reach out. Moses, can you even see me so that I can even sign anything you can see? So for him, he will notice quickly, why is this person not settled? Why is he trying to do something?
Yeah.
So he will create the eye contact with me first before you do. Then I'll tell him, I want the next person next to you. Then he will call you, tell you.
All right.
Being called. So I think God knows how to balance.
Indeed.
The equations.
Perfect balance.
Yes.
And that is why my friend Edgar will say, Mambo ya Mungu haya.
Yes.
It's really indeed in the space of the Lord and really understanding how these things happen.
So when we talk about relationship, there's some people in the name of questions who really don't bring out what is needed. For example, it was a very bad question a friend asked, that not that this person is deaf, can they give birth?
Can they?
Can they give birth?
How did you respond to that?
How do you answer that question, Moses, if you're the one who was asked?
Mambo ya Mungu haya.
These are people. So the fact that they became deaf, did it take away their hormones or anything from them? So what really makes you think they cannot give birth?
Indeed.
So it means such kind of a person has not yet got any information
on
what is happening around with deafness. Deafness is just basically the ability to loss of hearing. It doesn't have any other thing with it.
It just loss of hearing. It doesn't affect that alignment.
Yes, it just loss of hearing, nothing more. Nothing more is affected with it. Nothing more. I can do my work. I can carry things around. You can employ me. I can even drive you by day. I can do so many things. We have deaf drivers.
I think for social media platforms, we'll need to set our conversations on this, just for the betterment of all the people that are listening to us this morning. And to that extent, there's so many questions that will come across. Those questions that people ask about giving birth and the performance and every other thing. But since it's a different conversation, that really like us now to shift on inclusivity, which now drives a question to Caleb, that at what point in your life did you feel, or have you ever felt that someone wronged you na hii story hata uko included, and you felt like mimi naweza piga huyu mtu vibaya sana, and how do you handle your anger?
Okay. Yeah, I'm deaf. And I want to tell you, for example, maybe when I'm there signing and people are just passing in between, I feel so upset. Why are people just passing in front of me and we're trying to communicate with the interpreter? So it means they are trying to know me, and I feel like, I can punch someone. Secondly, maybe when I'm standing there for the person, you don't see me, it's hard, and I pick something, maybe a stone, and you throw, so you can get the attention of this deaf person. So what if you hit me on the head? I'll definitely get upset. I may even punch you and I'll kill you. Number 3, sometimes we think these deaf people are weak. But I want to give you a simple story. So, one time I was just standing somewhere and trying to face someone, and I was not comfortable, trying to say hello. You have to look at me, yes? And then I want to ask you, what do you want? But you want to write for me. But this, maybe I'm not comfortable with it. So what do I decide to do? I decide to write and communicate. Yes, I'm fine, but sometimes we use this, and we also want to do things like gossiping around, want to talk, anyhow, just because I cannot hear, but I can see. And then I ask you, what are you saying? So you want to take advantage that I'm not hearing, and you want to kunisengenya behind my back. So when I notice that, when I can see you talk and you notice that, I become upset, of course. So these are just some of the examples. Maybe you just throw things at them. Maybe you want to, pull their ears. You want to gossip. That one is not good for the disabled, and it's not good for us. So for us, we try to use our hands to communicate, and make sure when we use our hands, you also try to understand us, face us, tap us gently on the back, on the shoulder, to get our attention. Don't just come and knock me heavily to get my attention. No, that. I will get upset and I'll get angry. So the deaf culture encourages that, you tap gently on the shoulder, I get your attention, and then you come in front of me, not behind me. Come in front of me so that I can see you and you can see me well. Then we can use our hands to communicate. So maybe on the road you are really trying to hoot and I'm not hearing other people using earphones, then you come very close and I'm shocked. So you're driving, maybe you have a bike and you're trying to shout at me, but I cannot hear. For me, I'm busy walking, then you are hooting, I cannot hear you. So we had a man who was deaf. He was using the hearing aid, and he had green, that cloth, the straps, green kind of a cloth here. And then behind him there was a bicycle and a bike. So he saw, and then he moved aside, and he gave way. But this motorbike person kept hooting. But that was not so good for that friend of mine because he panicked on the road.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sasa mwenye ana hiyo straps, how do they get to the road? How do they board the bus? How does Caleb board the bus? How does he interact when in a foreign environment where people do not know you are deaf? And you'll talk to us even as we will come now, Felix, after your answer on this. When we are speaking about employment and skills, how do we know that Caleb or any other persons with disability is in a good position to handle this particular work?
Okay. So the deaf people are well skilled as well. They're well trained. For example, we have the NAD. That is the Kenya National Association for the Deaf, which employs deaf people and also empowers them and tries to give them job opportunities, and then also tries to promote interaction at the workplace using sign language. So we also have deaf bosses around who can bring you on board and employ you. And then they try to interact with you and employ you. And you try to work there as a deaf.
All right.
So if you are my boss and I'm deaf, I'm under you, of course. And I can also offer other services out there. Maybe I can work in a hotel and many other things, maybe in a factory, so that at least we try to be inclusive. I can work as a secretary, just any job. I can work there, maybe typing, yes, I can, just to try to employ us. It's just that we only have a communication barrier, but otherwise we have the skills. We can communicate and we can do things.
Yeah.
So maybe when I write, you may not want to employ me because I'm deaf, and so if you don't employ me, I'll end up becoming a beggar in the streets. So just writing there, begging, it's a hard life. It's only a communication problem to us, but we have the skills and we can be employed.
Caleb, do you know how to sing? Do you have a lovely song that you love?
Yeah, he loves to sing.
With the hands?
Yes.
Okay, so I think by the end of this conversation, Dorcas will do for us the sound. Then then Caleb will do the signs as well as singing. And I believe to that clear moment, Sini sauti tu ya Dorcas tutapata, then we get to the bottom line of that. Training opportunities and places for Kenyan Sign Language, and of course we had mentioned earlier on about getting facilities that deaf people are accommodated, and our final question will be, can the deaf really be cured, or can deaf be cured perhaps? And later on, of course, Felix, you will share with us the rights for the deaf. As we mark the Deaf Awareness Month in the next few days, that is on the 22nd of September this month, which will be on a Monday, we'll be commemorating or embracing this particular day and making sure that this inclusivity comes in handy. Felix, do you think that the deaf can be cured, or deaf deafness can be cured. And of course, we also have the training opportunities and placing for Kenyan Sign Language. And later on, you'll tell us about the do's and don'ts for and towards the deaf. And of course, you'll also mention for us about the assistive devices. All these, you'll count them at one point in one statement, so we can get the body of it all. So ladies and gentlemen, you know a child out there. So this is the message for awareness. You know a child out there, you are part and parcel in the society, you're living with these people in the community. How best do you ignite inclusivity amongst them? How do you associate them in different activities that you guys are doing? If at all it's sports, if at all it's other public engagements, how do we invite them? If there is a business opportunity, how do we engage these people? And of course, there are people that are hiring sign language interpreters, there are people that are hiring, these people are professionals in those spaces. As we create awareness, we are informed of the inclusivity at hand and making sure that these people are involved in everything and every matter that happens across the society. And that is why today in the Morning Drift, the Social Health Hour, we are inviting this conversation as part and parcel of the dedication towards awareness. Felix?
Let's start with the training opportunities in Kenya. Allow me to address it, give it this view. When we joined primary school, down there before the new system came up, we used to talk about lower primary, class 1, class 2, class 3. You remember those days?
Yeah.
And that's where you could be taught basic vocabulary about English, Kiswahili, including your mother tongue. Back in the days, they used to teach about mother tongue. So later on, as we continued to grow, we became more advanced in our vocabulary, in our communication, and in our language.
Indeed.
The same thing happens with sign language. Sign language involves two groups of people, the hearing and the deaf themselves. So when these two come together, they make what we call the deaf community. So when we talk about a community, we refer to a people who have maybe a common set of beliefs, something common they're doing together. Right now in Kenya, we have some institutions that have tried to come up to train sign language. So we have sign language for the deaf themselves. That's where we have the deaf schools. Because in school, they're taught the language, they're taught other subjects, and also other skills.
Indeed.
But now that we're talking about the language, they're taught there in those schools.
Indeed.
So the earlier you accept that you have disability of deafness,
Indeed.
and you go to that school at the right age, maybe a child should start school from around 4 years of age, or 3 years. So take that child to a deaf school.
All right.
They will start being trained with the language.
Indeed.
By the time they're out of school, they're perfect. For the hearing, we normally train sign language in the name of interpreters, in the name of advocates, or in the name of trying to understand what sign language looks like.
Indeed.
So for us, where do we get these kind of trainings? We also have institutions that teach how to do interpretation services.
Time is up.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. How can we get your services, or how can we get in touch with you if someone has this particular condition and wants an engagement?
So first of all, we normally advise that let this person be normally properly placed first before we could come in handy.
Indeed.
Like we talked about it before.
All right.
Yeah. But for general consultations and maybe trying to reach out for general purposes, we want to advise the people they can go to some institutions like Kise. They can get help there.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Sawa. My director, do you want Caleb to sing? Anyway, so let's hold it there. And of course, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Dorcas. We heard your voice earlier on, and sasa tunajua wewe At least he can speak. Thank you so much, Felix, and thank you so much, Caleb, for honoring this invite and making sure that we embrace the Deaf Awareness Month. Even as we cut across the same divide, we are hoping for the best as far as this awareness is concerned. So right about now, we are privileged that we are having this conversation. For the betterment of all the days to come, we hope that we'll invite this inclusivity at hand. My name is... Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations. Feel free to get in touch with us through 07